What we're doing is we're using wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and grappling. We're borrowing enough from the sport. You can't defend a punch unless you know how to box. You can't defend a submission unless you know how to wrestle. There was a school of thought that I was once a part of that said many years ago, I don't need to wrestle, I'll just thumb him in the eyes and bite him. I don't need to box, I'll just take him to the ground. I don't need to, I'll just ... And there's this prerequisite thinking that I can just cut corners. There's no shortcut to a place you've never been. And so you need to have someone in front of you throwing punches at you so you can see them coming, so then therefore you can do something. And on the ground, you have to learn how to wrestle, jiu-jitsu, do submissions, do some tosses and throws. The question is how much, right? And so the general template for an answer is the minute violence of action becomes optional. So the minute I do a takedown and I get to a position, I can inflict violence of action before, during, and after those things. If I don't know how to do a knee ride, if I don't know a guard, a mount, or something like that, I'm not going to be able to do any of this. You have to learn how to do a knee ride. Put your knees up. You have to learn how to escape from this position. You have to learn the positions of mount, side, and you have to play with that for a while. Then you have earned the right, a rite of passage to add things like impact and maiming. And so if you're going to try to skip the main parts of wrestling and grappling just because you're going to bite or thumb the eyes or do some trick, but you haven't done this, it will never happen. It'll look good with your friends and you'll find your students to do it too, and everybody who's compliant will go along with it. When you know someone even with a very modest understanding and practice of wrestling or jiu-jitsu, it will not work. Okay, you have to work these insertions of impact and maiming along with your submissions in French breakdown. DJ and I are going to do this little round. We call this beyond the tap. Beyond the tap means there's things that happen before the tap and after the tap that make the fight level. We have force multipliers and equalizers that use outside of the boundaries of rules and formatted sport. We're going to try to apply some of those very slowly. We're going to wrap our basic submissions done well in jiu-jitsu is how it's won, with a lot of scrambling, right? In street fighting, when reality-based, submissions wrapped in a lot of impact and maiming are the same way to break down an experienced fighter to get those basic submissions. So what I'm going to do is I start, boom, and I come in, I shoot, I dump them. I get here, let's turn a little bit this way. Very good. Now the minute I get here, I'm going to start to drill. Now I go to the groin phase, groin, boom, overhand, boom, boom, boom. Yes, this has to happen. Then I put my hand on his forehead and start driving my thumb into his eyes as hard as I can. Then start to hit him. Now I can take this arm. Yes? Now his head is tight in here. Right? After the submission. Now, smash. Come get the arm in here. Pull out your knife. Stab. Cut his arm. Back roll out. And you're good. You see the levels? It could be my friend. I just see the armbar for wrestling in the backyard. My enemy, impact. You break into my house. Now this comes out. Does it make sense? Beyond the tap. Let's go. Ready?